Hello, here we are in Blender, and I am here with the default cube, and we are going to make a curl today. We're going to make a star blooms. We are Starfluke, and we are Starfluke Games, and we are making star bloom characters for a cartoon series. So today we're just going to make a curl, and with this actual curl we can make anything. And so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and click and delete the default cube with the delete key, or you can hit the X key on your keyboard. So you might wonder why my background is not just let's hit home and see if that's what you want to remember. If you get lost, just hit home, because we're in this big old 3D space here. And so, okay, we're home. If you find yourself lost, one of the best things to do is hit A to select all, and then hit the home key, I think. So just real quick on my background, if you could come up here, you can see we're in solid mode, and we click down here on this little tiny arrow, and we come down here and we see wire frame object. We want to go to background, and I'm on theme, but if I go to world, it'll be your average gray, I think. And this is custom. If you click custom, you can make the background any color you want. But I have my theme set up, and yeah, if you want to change the scene the way I have in theme, you can come out here and go to edit, preferences, themes, and then we want to come right down viewport. We're going to come right here to viewport and click down on viewport and scroll down. There's a little tiny bar over here on the right. So come all the way down here to theme space and gradient colors. And then right here I have these. You can see if I move this over and I change this color to white or something, it just gives us two colors here. So that's how we change the theme, the background theme in solid mode. And then it's that way right here, material mode, solid mode, it will stay. So okay, so let's make a curl. So let's come over here and make a new window and see how you see the crosshair bars, and we'll pull it out, and that will give us a new window. And we can come here to the 3D viewport, and we can get our asset browser. Well, I'll get mine out and click all libraries. And I'm going to come here to where sky ears, wait, is that right? Sky, yeah, this is good. Sky ears, curls, and more. And I'll show more, if you like, on how to add things to your asset browser. I've got some great stuff on that. So just real quick though, I'm going to click and drag Sky and show you her curls. And so we're going to make a sky curl. One of these, but with the shape we can make anything we want, but I wanted to show you real quick what we're going to do. Okay, so we're just going to delete Sky. We drug her in a pack. This is her pack. You can see over here, you can't open it. And if you try to go to edit mode, she's not editable. Now, if that happens, just remember to come over here to Object, in Object Mode, Object, and go to Apply, Make Instances Real. So if you watch over to the right in the outliner, this, see, it opens her up and she's kind of a mess because we didn't we didn't bring her in the right way. We'll talk more about that later. Hey, Sky, is everything okay? Are you all right? What happened? I'm going to edit and do that. And then I'm just going to select this over here, this pack and the folder that she came in and select it. And then hit X on the keyboard and then choose delete. So now I'm going to come over here and scroll this back a ways. And so by default, we always get a light and a camera when we open a new general file in Blender. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and close this window. Close area. Come up to the right top and click in an empty spot and hit close area. Okay, so let's make a curl. This is really fun. This is really exciting. I'm so excited. So we're going to come down here and we are going to come up to Object Mode. And we're going to say, oh, not Object Mode, Add. We're going to come up to the Objects, near the Objects menu, in the Add menu, and get a mesh. No, we're not getting a mesh, we're getting a curve. Okay, so Add Curve. And what we want to do is we're going to get the path, and we're going to get the NURBS circle. So first let's get the path, click, and there it is. It should be yellow selected. And then you can zoom on it by hitting the period key on your numpad, and then scroll in if you want, if it's not centered. It's kind of hard to see, but if you hit the G key and then move your mouse around, you'll grab it. And then if you right click, it'll snap back. So there is our path NURB, and we can tab into edit mode or go object, edit mode. And now that we're in this mode, we can see it has vertices. And we can select one and hit grab and see it moving around. And it is kind of hard to see, especially if you have a bunch of stuff in your view. But that is the NURBS path. And I'm going to undo that, Control Z or Command Z on the Mac. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back out to object mode. We're going to be doing that a lot. And then I am going to come up here to add curve, and we're going to get the NURBS circle. Woohoo! So see how when you click off of the NURBS path, you can't see it because it's right on the x-axis. So you kind of have to watch that. So I'm going to click the circle, the NURBS circle, and hit S on the keyboard and scale it down. And I'm going to rotate it on the X. So I hit R and then X. See the X lit up? The X axis lit up because I hit X. And now I can pull my mouse and it will rotate. Or I can control undo, and this is what this is really good to do, especially if you know your math and you're so smart and you know how to do a math. Isn't it a math? Anyway, okay. So we have the circle selected and we hit X. No, not X. We first hit R for rotate. And now it's rotating, and then we hit X. and then we hit 90, and it's going to rotate that 90 degrees, so we can see it right here in rotation. If we come over here to our little options item, and if we pull that all the way back, we see a teensy tiny little arrow right there. Or we can hit N for that menu, and then we can see that we rotated it 90 degrees there. And I'll undo that. So you can hit these arrows and you move in increments, smaller increments, and that's very good for animating. Okay, so let's just click on this and type 90 back in there, 90, not 900. Enter, and that will be there. So isn't that cool? So then I can just hit the N key and close that. So we have also on the left side, we have the move tool right here, which I use a lot. And I like it. So there we have the circle and the NURB. And this is really important. We can click and drag. And this is our select box up here. But even with the move tool, we can click and drag, and then we can see that's moving there together. And then we can tab into edit mode with both of them selected. So I just wanted to show you that really quick, that you can go into edit mode with two items. And you can edit the vertices. Grab, these are vertices, and vertices, the little black dots. Those are polygon face vertices. And so you can move them around whatever way you want. And I'm undoing that. I'm actually Control Z to edit undo. And I just want to show you that it moves like so. And the other thing that I want to show you really quick is you can actually select two vertices, right click, and hit subdivide to get more vertices. So there's that, and then you can select it, and just delete it. Yes, you can hit delete on your keyboard and hit vertices. You can also right click and come down here and hit delete point. I don't know why they're saying point. Anyway, so that's really cool. Okay, so we're going to go back out now. We're going to make a really cool girl. I'm going to show you what the path and the vertex, the path NURB and the curve NURB. See it over here in your outline. Okay, so now let's tab back into object mode. Object mode. Okay, so with our two NURBS, let's select them both, and let's hit M on your keyboard, and M for new collection, M for move. We're going to move these objects into a new collection, which is like a folder. And we'll just call them NURBS. Curly NURBS. And then create. And that, if you see over here in the outliner, that gave us a little folder for them. And oftentimes, if you have a lot of folders or scene collection folders, and you just forget and you start adding tons of stuff, they'll just drop, your stuff will drop into other folders. It just will help you get in a good habit to put your NURBS in where you need them to be. Then all you have to do is come over here and click on this little tick box, and it will turn everything off. I mean, everything that's in that folder off. Then you can turn it back on, but you can also make folders right here all you want and drag things in. But it's kind of nice to be able to do it with the with hitting the M for move, then make this. Then you can type it in, and when your menu gets full, which it does really fast, so you can hide things. And double click to rename them, like collection. You can say cameras, camera lights, or just make separate folders. So that's so cool because I know you love to type, all you smart, intelligent readers. Okay, so let's make the two NURBS do something cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna show you that we're gonna select, because this is the first one, let's select the NURBS path, the long one, and come down here to your properties box and see where the green data, the little wire is. We want to click here. And that's the data properties for this NURBS path. The first thing we want to do is just kind of roll that up and come here to geometry. Geometry. Now, when I was first doing this, I was so confused. No matter how many times I wrote it down, I was getting confused because notice here in geometry we have offset, extrude, and then we have this option box right here to add things. With this eyedropper, well, I would space out, trying to hurry. What you have to do is, after you get here to geometry, you have to go down to bevel. And it's easy to forget because it's set to round. But we switch it to object, and now we get another object box with the eyedropper. So with the NURBS path selected, we come down here, we go to geometry, we skip that first box, we come to bevel, we hit object, and we go here with the eyedropper, and we come out here into the viewport and we click the circle. Yay, it worked. Because if you click, we'll go ahead and go through this. So now that we've done that, just keep an eye on that. Make sure you go to the second tab in the geometry mode, bevel, and don't start trying to add it there and go crazy. Okay, so I noticed right away that let's come up here to show overlays and click the arrow right next to it. I just slide that from my camera. And let's go here. This is very popular, the overlays. Little circle over a field circle. And come down here to geometry wireframes. I turn this off and on a lot so we can see our vertices and our faces and our lines. Or is it lines? Let's tab in edit mode. I always get this confused because I worked in another app similar. And if we go here and, oh, that's right, it's a different object. Okay, I'll show you that in a bit. But we can see our vertices. We can't select them yet until I'll tell you what, we're gonna eventually right click on it and convert it to a mesh. So we're connecting the NURBS and the path and the circle together, and then we'll make it an object that can be editable. More editable. We can still edit it here. So we can go to the circle and go to the circle NURB, and we can select it, pull it up, move it, it kind of hangs out like this. And then we can go into edit mode, tab into edit mode, and we can start editing it. See? Ooh, isn't that awesome? It's so fun. So, then we can go into the path NURB like this and hit, whoops, we have to go back out to object mode and select this object now, and then go into edit mode. And we can hit the G key to grab it and move it around. And it's so cool. So cool. So much we can do, and it's so exciting. So this is what we're going to be making a curl. I'll just leave it the way that it is. And then I'll show you how you can edit these vertice points and hit grab to move, and then grab to move. And we can also, like I said, we can delete it if we want, or we can select 2 points or however many, I think, and then right click, subdivide it, and subdivide it. So there we go. And then we can also go over here, select the vertice, hit Alt S, and we can scale it to make it thin or not thin. We'd click it and drag. We hit Alt S, or we click this little tab, we hit the T, and we hit the N key, and we get our menu, and we click item. What did I do? Oh. Okay, so yeah, we select that, and we come over here, and we get transform. And if we come over here to radius, we can also use the radius here and the tilt, and it'll turn it, see? So cool. Look at that. So a lot of this has been updated in the last updates. So there's new options here. So you can use these NURBS paths in this NURBS path and circle to make whatever you would like to make and select it. And just so you know, you can make a note that you can select it and hit Alt S. Oops. Alt S to, and then pull your mouse or scroll your mouse. And there you have it. So this is how I was making curls and hair and stuff. And you can come down here and make this small like that. So you can make all kinds of things. And then when we're done, we can close this. We can either grab it, slide it. And then one of the things I want to show you now is we can come over here, and these two NURBS have a bunch of options that will change once we make it a mesh. So you'll have the properties for the NURBS path here, and we can go up to shape and drop it down, and this is what we'll want to do for game characters. And we can, you see how the polys are changing? The faces and the vertices, the lines are showing us all the vertices. And we can bring this down. So I would bring it down to something until it looks about like this. And then we can do the same with the circle. The NURBS circle. Which one I was on? Anyways, I got confused a little bit. Anyway, see here, which one are we on? Okay, we're still on the, yeah, I just looked. Huh, wonder why it says, oh, I see. Okay. So, oh, I see. It's because I have to tab out. I have to tab out to object mode to select the other NURB. And you can tab in and out. But remember, like I said, you can also select them both. Tab in together. Like that. And then work with both of them at the same time. And I'll just click on that and grab, see? And so you can edit with both of the NURBS. And then I'm just going to tab back out to object mode. And then select the circle and zoom in so you can see that. And with the circle selected, I'm on 12. And now I can bring the poly count down on this, like so. There we go. And so there are so many options and it's really fun. You can play with it for a long time. So now if I'm happy with that, and I will come out and click on it, select it, right click, and we have an option now. And you can see up and watch in your outliner, right click on it, convert to a mesh. And now see how the NURBS path changed into a triangle? The triangle icon is basically showing me that this is a 3D mesh. This right here, this curve, this kind of is now, we don't need it anymore. We can't really go back and edit it once it's been changed into a mesh. Well, maybe we can. I haven't done it because you can go back and you can turn it into a curve. So yeah, but it breaks. So I don't know where to go from there. But I will say that you can just delete the NURB circle. And also now you can rename it to curl or skirt or whatever it's going to be, scarf, curl. And now we can go in and we can edit it in edit mode and we can see the vertices. So cool. I love this. I could do this all day. So you can use this, the curl modifier or the NURBS modifier to make all kinds of things. And then just really quick. So now that we're in edit mode, you can double click. Well, you can set that up. I'll show you how, or you just alt click. Alt click will select a loop. And these are your vertices, the points. And then up here, now this is what I was looking for earlier, but I forgot that I was still in a NURBS object. So we have vertex, edge, and faces. And you can alt click or double click to select a loop here in faces. So this is on the keyboard hotkey 1, 2, 3. So vertex, vertices, edges. Oh, I always call the edges lines. And then this is faces. These are all polygons and vertices in all the 3D apps. And the apps give them different names. So, but mathematically, they're polygons. So in here now, if you want to start editing, you can. And you can turn on your Okay, we can edit this now, and we'll do that in the next lesson. And like I said, up here, you can turn the transparency. This toggle the transparency X-ray on so you can see through it. When you do that, you can select your geometry all the way through your, but if it's off and you click and drag and select, it doesn't select the opposite side. So that's cool. And then we will paint this and we will do more Blender in the next lesson. So make a curl, make something, and then let's texture and paint it. Woo! Okay, check us out on Star Bloom and Star Fluke and Star Bloom on Discord. And you can also look in the below this video if you're interested in learning more about Sky and the other characters in the Star Bloom series. And bye for now. God bless you.